All right, this is for you, Judge. President Obama using executive order to ban the bullets used in the top-selling rifle, the AR-15. We hear that 40% of House members oppose that ban. Here is the aforementioned Judge Andrew Napolitano. So now he goes after guns, specifically bullets, by executive order. What are you going to do about it?
Well, here's what he's done. He's had the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, which regulates the movement of guns in interstate commerce, promulgate a regulation. So they publish it for 30 days, saying that in 30 days, unless interfered with by Congress, this rule will come into place, which will prohibit the sale and distribution in interstate commerce of these bullets. The bullets are the only bullets that will work in an AR-15.
Right.
The president moved before Congress to have AR-15s, which is a military-style gun but adapted for civilian use, banned in the United States, and Congress declined. That's the rub here, because the president is attempting to accomplish by executive order what he could not accomplish by legislation by defying the Congress. And I suggest to you that that is room for interference by the courts, since he is not permitted to do by executive order what the Congress has specifically declined to do.
You know, my problem with all of this is that the courts have to adjudicate this, but the courts take so long. Well, and I can understand the argument. It's got to take a long time. Justice has to be served.
The immigration case in Texas, the court ruled within about a week of getting the papers. So the courts may very well rule quickly. Remember, they can give a preliminary injunction, a preliminary determination of how the case will likely go before they go through the whole case. And the preliminary injunction should prevent the implementation of this order until the court can examine, is there really a need to do this? Are you really doing this to keep cops safe? Or is that subterfuge to get rid of a weapon that you, Mr. President, who have never fired it in your life, don't like?
Essentially, the president, using executive actions, has stymied the results of last November's election.
Yes, he has.
He's really stymied it.
Yes,
he's pushing his own agenda. Whether he can get it through Congress or not does not matter. He simply decrees. I mean, you and I have argued about this in the past, but that's like a monarchy.
It is. I believe, and I won't say anything about the monarchy, but I believe he is attempting to establish a very, very hard left legacy. The Constitution, in his last 2 years in office, the Constitution be damned.
Well, that's a very serious thing.
It is.
It's a very serious thing.
It is, and I think that this is we're going to see many more of these, unless the Congress interferes, if they have the votes, and they usually don't, or the courts interfere, as we saw them do with respect to immigration.
The proper response should come from Congress, Democrats and Republicans united.
Yes.
It should be the legislature that says, executive, don't do this.
When Congress rejected the ban on AR-15s, many Democrats voted with Republicans to reject the ban, which he is now effectively trying to implement, because the gun is of no value if you can't buy bullets for it.
I would say that the courts have a duty to respond to this, but an even more fundamental duty is on the part of the legislature.
Yes.
Because their power is being usurped.
Yes.
By a man who's just lost an election.
Yes.
And that's unconscionable.
Continues to do this over and over again until stopped.
You know, Judge, I do believe that we're on the same side.
Is that good or bad?
No, it's very fortunate since we're having lunch today.
All right. So we'll be in a good mood at lunch.